What the fuck is good, y'all? It's your girl Nat. Period. Hate to hear me, baby, but you gonna hear this shit, baby. Period. All right, y'all. My bad for not posting. I've been going through some things. I got a lot going on, okay? I'm not even gonna get into my business. I gotta get into all of y'all's. So, 18 and up disclaimer. Sorry, baby, if you ain't 18, you ain't listening, baby. You need to ask your mama. All right? I'm kind of like in a trance real quick. Like, I just been going through so much stuff. I'm really gonna try and give you my all this episode. Like, I literally didn't post. I'm so sorry. But if you're still keeping up with me, I fuck with you the long way, baby. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming to hang out with me real quick, talk some shit, you know. But I didn't put like a post out saying what this episode was going to be about, but I got to keep you on the edge of your seat. I can't always like let you know, you know? So let's just say we did that and here we go. You already know when you want that juice filled, baby. You know, we're going to get messy, baby, over here. We're about to get personal. Today's episode is called, y'all ready? Red flags, regrets, and receipts, mama. Everybody got the red flag. Everybody got the regret. Someone got the receipts. And it's me. Just kidding. No, baby, I always got the receipts. The fuck. Today we're talking about hella shit that's just uncomfortable. I got a list here of just some random shit that I want to talk about that just comes out of people's mouth throughout the day or thoughts across my head, you know, whatever. It's going to be those type of conversations and topics where it's going to kind of make you be like, damn, like, do I answer that? Like, maybe me and you is not going to see eye to eye, and that's fine, baby. Grab your drink, grab your blunt, baby. Get comfortable, baby, because the juice is getting spilled. Hell fucking yeah. Are you happy or are you just comfortable? I'm diving in. Let's start here. I already know this one's going to make the room separate. Y'all going to get upset. Are you actually happy in your relationship or are you just comfortable? Because those two things, baby, are not the same. You can love someone and still not be happy. You can have history with someone and you can still outgrow them. Like, you can have kids together, a house, bills, years together, those memories. Like, and sometimes you just think in the back of your head, like, I've already invested so much into this relationship, I might as well stay. But baby, is that love or is it just the fear? Whatever underlying fears that you have. Because sometimes we're just not afraid of losing the person. You feel me? There's other things, those other small things like afraid of starting over maybe. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of dating in this shitty ass generation. Like, we're afraid of splitting up a family if y'all got kids. Like, we're afraid of what people might say. I don't give a fuck, but some people might, okay? Sometimes we'd rather be comfortable in something that we're just unhappy with instead of trying to build something new and be uncomfortable, if that makes sense. But like, I just have this question though. So like, if you have no kids and no house, no shared finances, and like no history, like credit, anything could get messed up like that, like really no attachments to each other in a serious sense, like, would you still choose them? Dangerous. Like, if you weren't with them for forever, if you were with them for like a cool little like 6 or 7 months and you guys up comes some issue, like, you bouncing, shouty? Like, are these things acceptable? That's what I want to know. Are these things acceptable because you just been together and you got no attachments? It should be a little easier for you to throw up the deuce. But I throw up the deuce for a lot of things. So, you know, I just like to be happy. If I have to be uncomfortable for a little bit, I'm willing to do that. Okay? You caught them cheating, but they don't know. So this is for my girlies that do them little phone checks. I probably be looking and seeing shit. Like, so how you go about it? Like, are you impulsive? Are you just going to pop off? Like, but you got the proofs. This is like the receipts portion of everything. Like, you got the proof. You got the messages on your phone already. Like, what is you doing? Are you confronting them? Are you going to plan your exit? Like, bitch, don't even say you staying. Don't even say you stay. See, for me, going through the phone and seeing one little thing that I don't like or a boundary that's crossed, peace. Cheating for me is really one-sided. Like, you entertaining anything the fuck else or letting anybody else think they got the chance of like my position, bye. Find me never, actually. Because I'm gonna be an FBI agent, let's be honest. Because it's crazy how like sometimes when you find one thing that's going on, you start noticing all these other things and you're like, bitch, what? Like in front of my face this whole time and I'm over here like giving you the pass, like, oh fuck no. Like taking your phone to the bathroom. Text messages coming in at 1:37 a.m. freaking waking their ass up. Like, and then you slowly start smelling the cologne, like, excuse me, sir, Mr. Smell Good, get the fuck over here. I don't think so. But then there's like the revenge question. Like, do you believe in like getting even? Because some people might say, like, oh, I'm not going to stoop to their level. And that's me. I'm not going to stoop to the level. I'm going to just leave because play with somebody else. Like, I'm going to leave you where you're weird at. And I don't need to get even. I'm not going to step out of my character. I'm not a cheater. I'm not someone that cheats, you know? So I am not the person to ask that question. But some people are. Like, they are like, you hurt me, I hurt you. The fuck? But this is what I want to know. If someone cheated once, admitted it, took accountability, quote unquote changed, okay, could you ever trust them again the same way? For me, no. No, like once a cheater, always a cheater. I'm like that. Like, I'm like that. So, no. Because forgiveness and trust are not necessarily the same thing either. So just, I might forgive someone for something. Even this is friends too. I might forgive something, but like that shit's always in the back of my head. Like I'm always going to remember that shit, including if it like genuinely hurt me. That's just the way I am. Take it or leave it, bitch. Is it cheating if you never touch them? Okay, this is what people like to fucking argue about. To me, cheating, it doesn't have to be physical touch. There's no gray area there, but I guess there is now because everyone just accepts whatever. Like, oh, we never kissed. But you're like over there sending heart emojis, you're flirting, you're deleting shit. Like, you're telling them they look good. You're texting and talking every night, or, you know, you're telling them things that you don't tell your partner, and then you say, like, oh, but we never did anything. Like, what the fuck? What exactly do you think you were doing? Because, like, here's the real question. If your partner saw the entire conversation, like, you sat there and you saw the whole conversation, would he be sitting there breathing? Or is he going to be panicking? Probably panicking. Because you already know. Girl, you already know. And what about like the emotional cheating? Because sometimes you don't even have to like want to sleep with someone, but you could just want their attention or like their validation, emotional connection. You're waiting for a text, you're thinking about them, you're telling them about your problems, and your partner's sitting like right there. So like where does the cheating actually begin? Like is it the physical touch or is it like the emotional connection that comes prior to that? Because I'm really about what the hell is the intention. That's where I'm at. Love or financial security? Ooh, let's switch this up. Let's dive into this one because this one's gonna be kind of cray cray. Would you rather be deeply loved by someone or would you rather be financially taken care of? Now, don't get me wrong. Like some girls have the luxury of both. They get the financially taken care of part and the emotional and like lovey-dovey part. But before you start getting upset, I'm not saying that you can't have both, you know, like people do, but let's say we don't and you really just had to choose, because some girl's gonna say, oh, give me that money, bye. And then some will say like, I'd rather struggle with someone who genuinely loves me, right? And that's where I sit. Like the money never bothers me. It doesn't matter. Like it gives us an opportunity to grow as a couple too, and maybe that person's going to school and maybe it'll pay off and they need a support system or whatever it is. Like I just feel like the love thing is really hard to teach. You know, the drive, it really kind of depends on the partner. Like if you have a partner that's always putting you down, you're not going to grow. But if you have a partner that's sitting there supporting you and you genuinely feel like your partner's in your corner, like you can go get a job that makes a decent amount of money, or you can just have someone in your corner and it makes your ego go up. So you go and you find something that makes more money. Like that's just a conversation between you and the partner. But financial is never going to make me stay. It's definitely the way I get treated. You know, like they could pay the bills and they take care of the family. You have the beautiful home, you have those nice things, but then emotionally you're like lonely. Like, no, you have someone that deeply loves you. You know, they support you, they make you feel safe, they make you laugh, they're loyal. But then like financially, you know, baby, you know what I mean? Like some people would stress off that. Like, no, no, no. And like, can money eventually become a form of control in a sense though? Like if that person is the one providing, do you feel like that they call the shots more now? That's another thing too. You know, my marriage is not like that, you know, like at all. It's our money type of thing. But some people's is it like that? So that's a question for y'all. Your friend's man slides into your DMs. All right, ladies, I know this is gonna. Your friend man slides into your DMs, not like an oh hey girl, okay? I'm talking about like you look good. I've always thought you were pretty. Don't tell her I messaged you. Like, baby, we have a problem. SOS. Like, send the choppers. Like, what is you doing? Because me, I'm screenshotting that shit. I'm sending it straight to Shotty. No, 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 no. I don't even entertain none of that. I am a married woman. I don't message men. When they message me, they talk to completely themselves in those messages. I am yet to disclose that, but I do have the receipts, like I said. But anyways, you know, do you confront him when you see him next? Do you tell your friend, like, what is you doing? Because I'm telling my friend, that's my bitch. I'm a bitch's bitch, and I'm telling you. I'm like deleting everything of that man off my phone after I, of course, get my receipts, like I said. But like, do you ask what his intention was of that, or you let her handle that? I mean, everyone's different. It's like, what if your friend doesn't believe you? See, and that's why the receipts thing comes in, because you need to have the screenshots. Like, girl, look what he said. Take it how you want. Get your man out my DMs. Don't care. I don't even need to know what the intention was. Like, boy, not here. What if she says, like, you misunderstood the message? Like, girl, are we reading the same thing? Don't be tonta. Because would you want your friend to tell you if your man was doing it? Fuck yeah, I would. I would not sit there and tell my friend, mind your fucking business, bitch. No. You gonna tell me. My man won't do that. But some of y'all's will. Until it's your man, girl. Until it's your man. All right, here we go. Do you really forgive somebody? Do you really forgive someone, or are you just comfortable with the hurt and accepting that that's quote unquote who they are? Let's talk about that. They hurt you and they apologize. You accept the apology, you stay 6 months later, every argument, it brings up everything all over again. So like, did you really forgive them, or did you just decide to stay? I'm gonna pause right there. Do you really forgive them, or did you decide to just stay? Because forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. You can, like, rebuilding trust is not automatic. It's definitely going to take time. There's levels to it. You can't break someone's trust on Monday and expect them to feel safe again with you by Friday. And they definitely cannot tell you when you are going to get over something that they did to you. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes the person who got hurt wants to forgive, but their brain keeps saying, like, remember what happened last time? And that's where relationships get really complicated, because at what point does protecting yourself from, like, punishing the other person? You know what I mean? You can't forgive somebody, but yet you still don't want to be with them. So you can love somebody and realize that they're not healthy for you. I think that's one of the hardest things to accept. You know, you're trying to protect yourself from, like, be rude back, I guess. I don't know. Like, you don't want to punish the person either, but it's kind of like, but you're staying at the same time. So it's like, by staying with them sometimes, or still being friends with them in any other situation, sometimes just still being there shows them that you forgave them in some sort of way. And some people run with that. Like, some people, they eat that shit up. And that's not a good habit. Just saying. This is my last one for you. What if you're the toxic one? My God. I'm about to make everybody uncomfortable, because we've talked about toxic partners, the cheaters, the liars, the friends who betray you, people who cross boundaries. But, like, what if you are the problem? Yeah, I said it, girl. What if you're the red flag? Damn, my favorite color, red. I might be the red flag sometimes. Like, do you give the silent treatment? Do you start arguments because you're insecure? Like, do you test your partner? Do you check their phone just because? Like, do you hold those past mistakes over their head? Do you threaten to leave every time you're just angry? Do you accept them? Like, what's wrong with actually communicating? Like, you expect them to know what's wrong without communicating? Like, just being a bitch and not even telling them, like, why? That's kind of toxic a little bit. Maybe you punish people and you push them away before, like, they get that chance to hurt you, just because, like, you know, we call that a personality trait. When something is like an unresolved issue, like, I'm jealous, I'm just protective, I'm just crazy, that's just how I am. Like, no, baby. Maybe that's just the thing you need to work on. And communication is a big thing too. Communication goes a long way. But that's, you know, do you expect them to know what's wrong without actually communicating? That's wild. You know? Do you just test your partner just because? Like, do you just check their phone just because? Like, do you say things that, will trigger them just to trigger them? Like, maybe you are the toxic one. Think about that. There are some things everybody needs to work on. Maybe those might be. Okay? That, my baby, is where I'm going to leave today's juice, because everybody got that red flag. Everybody has the regret, and someone got the receipts, like I said. But maybe the biggest lesson isn't really figuring out everyone else's red flags. Maybe it's just the honest truth of you need to look at your own, baby. Ask yourself. And, like, am I bringing peace to these relationships too? I could spill juice all day, baby, but every once in a while, we got to spill your own. Thank you for hanging out with me, baby. I love you. Make sure you follow, subscribe, share that episode with your messy ass friend. Chismosas, los tóxicas. You know exactly what we're talking about. Send them to her, baby. Send them to them all. And until next time, keep your eyes open, baby. Keep them boundaries strong. Keep them damn screenshots, because I got them, baby. Because when that juice gets spilled, it gets messy, baby. I'm out here. Besitos.